Hey everybody, this is my 40-gallon purple spotted gudgeon tank. You can see the purple spotted gudgeon up here in the left hand corner right now. I do have my big LED on at the moment, which puts a lot of extra light in this tank and really allows us to get a good look at this fish. But the fish is not going to be the topic of this video. I've been tinkering around with the lights on this tank for the last several days now, and I'm going to continue doing that today. This video is just kind of a thinking out loud video because I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do just yet. I've got a few options at this point. If you haven't been following along, to fill you in very quickly, I took the old lights that were on here off and I put some of the retrofit LEDs that are basically shaped like T8 fluorescent tubes, and you can just stick them in an old T8 unit and you've got nice low wattage, high output, beautiful LEDs in there. So everything's fine and well and good except for the fixture back here. I've gone through two fixtures, I've gone through two ballasts, I've tried the 24-inch tube, I went through two of those, and I went through an 18-inch tube. All of them have burned out, and I'm not 100% sure of why it did that. I don't really know what is going on with the rear fixtures, because it wasn't a particular fixture. It was one fixture with two separate ballasts. Both of those ballasts failed. And then this is a separate tube and size tube altogether. The only thing they all have in common is those were the 2700K color variants, whereas the tube that's in here and it's working in the same exact type fixture, same exact type ballast and everything, that's a 5000K. I cannot imagine how there would be a difference between the 5000K and the 2700K as far as one working with my current ballasts and the other not. But I will also go on to say that I've got some under cabinet lights that I've used just to sort of test the tubes and taking them in and out. And the 2700K tubes don't work in those fixtures, but the 5000K tubes do. And the fixtures work. You know, I've put old fluorescent T5 or T8 tubes back in them, and the tubes light up, but the 2700K tubes don't. So something is different about those 2700K tubes. So I'm a little reluctant to go back to Walmart and buy more of those great value 2700K. So I might get an 18-inch tube and put it in the back. It'll give me some light in the back, but not so much. The problem with two of the 24-inch tubes, it was just way too much light in this tank. It's not nearly densely planted enough to soak up all that light, so to speak. And, you know, the 2700K light in the back was a softer color temperature. It gave it a little more depth to the tank. It gave it some richness to it. I really liked having the 2700K color temperature in there, but maybe a smaller 18-inch 5000K is going to have to be what we go with. So here's a few of my options. I took it upstairs. I don't have it with me at the moment. The ballast that goes in these little fixtures, I've checked them out. It's the same in this fixture as it is in this fixture. They're all identical. Now, if you go up to larger fixtures, it might be different. But both these 24-inch tubes and 18-inch run on the identical ballast. And good old Amazon actually carries that exact ballast for $10. So this 3-foot fixture takes a 2-foot tube, even though it's a 3-foot fixture. This fixture without a tube, if I was going to replace the 3-foot fixture to put another one in the back, would cost me $50. So I think I'm going to spend the $10, get the ballast, fix my 3-foot fixture, and then I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I may put the 5000K tube in it again. I may try the 2700K again, and if it burns out the next ballast, I can just return the ballast and say it was bad or something. I don't know. But that's an option. That's something I can think of. And then it occurred to me the other day that while I do have several T8 fluorescent tube shop lamps in the other room, as much as I complain about them, you know, they hang over 6 inches on either side because it's a 4-foot shop light on a 3-foot tank. But what I can do is simply unclip the little the clips on the ends where the tubes fit in, you know, the little, these thingies, and just move them on the inside of the reflector on my shop lamp and put them where I need them to put a 3-foot tube, and then, or even a 2-foot tube, and then I can just, you know, the shop lamp would still overhang, but the light itself would still be centered in the tank. Now, the idea of doing that, I really am not crazy about, because I think that would look horrible, but it would be a lot easier than my other alternative, would simply be just to strip all the guts out of the thing, which again, it's just all the stuff is mounted to an inside of a reflector. I can take the ballast, I can take the wires and the end clips and simply mount them to whatever I want. In fact, I could even mount them to my other hood I've got in the other room. You know, I've still got the plastic hood. It's just, you know, the ballast and the tube and everything has come out of it. I can replace that with other stuff from the other room and maybe put that back together. So that's an option. And before I do any of this, I'm going to head on over to the big box stores and see what they've got going on. Rather than run up to the Walmart again, I'm going to actually do that later and take back the burned out tubes. But before I do that, I want to go see what options I've got available at the Lowe's and the Home Depot over in the big city across the way there, and then I will see what's going on later this afternoon when I get back. So I'm going to check out to see what tubes they have. I'm going to check out to see what kind of fixtures they have. Maybe they've already got some nice little 3 or 4 tube fixtures that are 3 feet wide. And for $30, I can just get a fixture or something and just slap it on the tank and be done with it. Who knows? It's worth checking out. They may sell the individual components. I may be able to just buy the hardware I need. So rather than going and gutting one of my existing lights, I can spend a few dollars and just get the little clips and parts and pieces I need and maybe buy a ballast or something. I don't know. But we're going to see where that goes, and then we're going to come back, and later this afternoon we'll do some more tinkering on the tank. Don't know if I'll get any more video done this afternoon about it, but I will get some more tinkering done with it. That's my goal for today. And I also will give you a teaser. My other 40 breeder in this room is my Black Ghost Knifefish tank, and that is still currently lit with high output T5s. So once I figure out what's going on with this tank and get it all sorted out, and get adequate lighting on it for the very low wattage of what the LEDs are going to draw, I'm going to go ahead and switch over my very high wattage, high output T5s I've got over there that are basically, you know, heating the tank as much as they are lighting it. Even though they're fluorescent tubes, they're still sucking up a lot of juice over there for the amount of light they're putting out. So that'll be a video coming up in the very near future. We'll do a comparison between the T5s and the LED, and we'll talk about the wattage consumption and the heat and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be another video coming up in the very near future here on my aquarium lighting playlist. So thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. You don't want to miss anything I just talked about or anything else. You never know what it's going to be with me. And of course, if you're subscribed, you won't miss any of that. So don't forget, this one here is my purple spotted gudgeon tank. Thanks again for watching. I look forward to seeing you real soon in the next one.